Today's movie is the 1980 slasher Prom Night, starring Jamie Lee Curtis. Now, I've never seen this movie, and the only thing I know about it is this line from Scream.
This is standard horror movie stuff. Prom Night revisited, man. If they'd watch Prom Night, they'd save time. There's a formula to it. A very simple formula. Everybody's a suspect.
Like, what the hell was he talking about? Well, let's find out together. You're watching the brand new Distracted Nerd, and this is Prom Night. Cue the new intro music, Jerry.
Gone, 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 she been gone so long, she been gone, gone, gone so long.
Gone, 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 she been gone so long, she been gone, gone, gone so long. Gone, 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 she been gone so long. Gone so long.
God, that dude. Prom Night begins in 1974, where four kids named Nick, Kelly, Jude, and Wendy are playing a game called The Killer Is Coming.
You're it. All right, and I'll kill you all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Oh, Wendy, you cheater. Slow down. And just then the Hammond children show up. You have Kim, Robin, and their brother Alex, played by a young Art Garfunkel. I never knew he got his start in this movie. Kim forgot her book at school, and Alex doesn't want to stay, so Robin goes into the building to play.
The killer is coming. The killer's gonna get you.
So now in The Killer Is Coming, when the killer finds you, you then have to join them in hunting the others. It's kind of like reverse sardines.
Shut up. Killer's got you. Nice, done it. Here, killers, here. Please.
This game seems too intense, like no one is having any fun. And they all find Robin and begin to rough her up.
Killers are coming. Killers are coming. Killers are coming.
So basically, The Killer Is Coming is like hide and seek, but for weird and maladjusted kids. But seriously, what the hell is wrong with these children? Like in my day, we just played TV tag or What Time Is It Captain Midnight. Very non-sinister games, although What Time Is It Captain Midnight did get pretty dark.
Kill! 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 Kill!
Okay, there seems to be no rules to this game, because it's obviously not over when you get found, and it's not a tag-based activity because they're just pushing her around. What is the end game here, children? Because I feel like this whole game is just an excuse for Wendy to release the pent-up aggression she's been feeling ever since her parents got divorced. Which is understandable, because 100% of divorces are the child's fault. Unfortunately, the children finally do figure out how to end the game when Robin falls backwards through the window to her death. Kill? Kill? Don't you dare fall apart now, Kelly. You're just as much a part of this as the rest of them.
If we tell anyone, they'll say it's our fault. Who believe it was an accident?
What the hell have you done in the past that no one would believe that? And they agree to never tell anyone that they were there. But also, children, it wasn't that big of a fall. She might be okay. Okay, yeah, she's probably less okay now. The kids take off, but we see that someone was there and witnessed what they did. And that night, Robin's father, played by Leslie Nielsen, visits the scene of the crime and talks to the police. And again, as someone who grew up with Leslie Nielsen as Frank Drebin, it is always jarring to see him in a serious role.
Probably the victim of a sexual attack.
What the hell are you basing that on?
Just a feeling.
Oh, I'm just gonna squeeze past you here. So sorry for your loss, but we really need to get this body out of here ASAP because P.U. is it rape? Good God, Gary, that was pretty insensitive. It's called lightening the mood. God, how can this little girl be so freaking heavy? We then jump ahead 6 years, but it was apparently during those 6 years that the gravity of the Earth was decreased, so Kimberly and Alex actually aged 20 years. Like, they're supposed to be high schoolers, but they both look like they've been working at a bank for the last decade. But luckily, they were able to get time off work to prepare for the upcoming prom. And that day, someone begins calling and threatening all the kids that had a hand in Robin's death.
Hello?
Jude,
Yes?
can you come out to play tonight?
And it is obviously the new janitor, Mr. Sykes. We've got you, you f***ing pervert. And Jude walks to school after getting the call, and meets and then falls for Seymour Slick Crane.
Seymour Crane, but they call me
Slick. I'm going straight to Hamilton High.
straight to Hamilton High.
It's nice to see that Jude's decision-making skills are just still so god-awful. We learn that Nick's father, Lieutenant McBride, thought that a local sex offender named Leonard Murch killed Robin, and Murch has been in a coma after being pursued by police 6 years ago, but he recently woke up and escaped from the hospital. And he's obviously just the red herring, because we know the real killer is this deviant Mr. Sykes. Look at his stupid hair and his glasses. You make me sick. And Kimberly is in a love triangle with half of the group that killed her sister, because Nick and Wendy just broke up, and Nick is now going to the prom with Kim.
You are keeping in mind that after tonight is all over, everything's going to be back to normal. I mean, Nick is king of the prom, and you just happen to be queen of the prom. But that's as far as it goes, Hammond.
Wendy, you killed Kim's sister. Why don't you just let her have this one? I think you've taken enough from her. Also, Nick, do you get off on dating the sister of the girl you murdered?
It's not who you go with, honey. It's who takes you home.
My Nana had to take me home after prom, because my prom date apparently had a she's all that style bet, where they said they could turn me into the prom king. Yeah, I came in dead last, and she turned into a real bitch. Actually, in hindsight, she was a bitch the whole time. That was just rude. She was rude. I'm glad she's dead. And Kim gets assaulted by a mask-wearing assailant in the lunchroom, and Alex comes to defend her. Was he wearing 2 masks? Oh my god, that's actually just the way this dude looks. Okay, so this is school troublemaker Lou, and Lou and Alex get sent to the dean's office.
Well, because I don't want to leave it at that.
I do.
I thought dating one of the 3 girls that were responsible for a little girl's death would be the right call. Lou, did you shit your pants during that fight? Because between that, your temper, the sexual assaults, and the unibrow, you got a lot of strikes against you, bud. We learned that the dean is Alex and Kim's father. Now, since Alex is Mr. Hammond's son, it is very important that Mr. Hammond doesn't show any favoritism towards Alex.
I knew it.
You knew what?
Well, it just figures.
That I'd play favorites, I'd take it easy on Alex because he's my son.
Mr. Hammond has integrity. Trust me, Alex will be punished accordingly.
You're right. You have been nothing but a disgrace to this school and this community. You're suspended indefinitely. Now get out.
Oh, okay. You know, if I was a school administrator, I would play favorites too. You know, kids are always telling their parents that a teacher or principal is out to get them. It would be true for me. I'd be like, that kid's a piece of shit. Of course I'm going to make his life a living hell. He deserves no happiness. And after school, Kim and Alex are walking and talking about their sister Robin.
I want you to know Robin's death. I remember it.
Oh my god, that's not her brother, that's Nick. Oh god. Ew, so she's dating her brother's doppelganger? I think that's more messed up than Nick killing your sister, if I'm being honest. So it's prom night, and Kim is getting ready when Nick shows up.
Are you going to help me with these, or are you going to just stand there and leer?
You're my sister. I'll leer.
Damn it! They look too much alike. And Wendy gets picked up by Lou and 2 of his buddies, and Lou looks like if Kenny Powers and Stevie had a baby. I didn't know you were going to have that big a variety of fixins. So the prom finally begins, and everyone is having a blast. I mean, as much of a blast as you could have in 1980. I mean, here you are, young and in the prime of your life, but every single one of you looks like a 28-year-old youth pastor. And it's 1980, so you're still like 5 years away from music that's any good. And Kim shows up to the prom with Nick? I mean, I guess that makes the most sense. Nick is her date. She wouldn't show up with her brother, I would think. And Jude shows up with Slick, who will be played by Josh Gad in the 2030 remake. And now Wendy only invited Lou to the prom so that he could help her get revenge on Kim. But you know what? If I was Wendy, I would be so relieved that I was never charged with involuntary manslaughter, and I would consider every day to be a gift, and I would never hitch my wagon to a dirtbag like Lou in order to further ruin the life of the girl whose sister I scared out a window. And now no horror movie would be complete without a 3-minute-long dance sequence. Electric. It was just like when Michael Myers entered that dance competition to save the rec center. I'm sorry, I don't know why you cut to me. That never happened. And Kelly and her boyfriend Drew sneak off to have sex, but Kelly has second thoughts. But don't worry, Kelly. No one named Drew has ever been a dirtbag.
If you don't, I know plenty who will.
An asshole named Drew. I am shocked. So what happened? Drew made her feel bad and she used that experience to become more assertive and independent? No. In the movie, the killer sneaks up behind her and slit her throat. It was a good one. The killer then stalks Jude and Slick, who are having sex in Slick's van. Was this a desirable-looking person in 1980?
You know, I'll remember this night for the rest of my life.
Okay. The killer then stabs Jude and Slick drives off the cliff in a panic.
Look, I thought I told you I didn't want anyone hurt.
Stop telling me what to do.
Man, they went from prom dates to couple married for 40 years in no time flat. Wendy goes to the bathroom and the killer hunts her down. But luckily our hero Wendy gets the upper hand and bests the murderer. So the day is saved and Wendy can continue to feel no remorse for the death of Robin.
Consequences.
Lieutenant McBride learns that Murch was apprehended 50 miles away.
Well, I can start enjoying the prom.
Are you here with a date?
Hey, Drew, have you seen my dad? Kim, where's your father? I was just looking for him.
Is there some sort of old man auction at this dance? And is that the Micro Machines guy? What the hell is happening? We then come to the most exciting part of any prom, the crowning of the prom king and queen. I should say it's the most exciting part of the prom for really just a handful of popular students and some of the weirder members of the faculty that really get into this stuff. And meanwhile, Lou assembles his brain trust to carry out Wendy's master plan against Kim. They start by knocking out Nick, and Lou takes his place and even changes into Nick's clothes. And I have a feeling that part of the plan was not vocalized in the meetings and is just something Lou has always wanted to do. And the killer prepares to kill Nick, but he suffers the same issue that Michael Myers had by not cutting big enough eye holes in his mask. And in a case of mistaken identity, the killer chops off Lou's head and it rolls onto the stage, causing a mass panic. And Kim frees Nick, and Nick does that thing of when you hit your head and then you start to limp for no reason. And Nick and the killer begin fighting on the ground, and Kim then chops the killer in the head. And I had no idea the killer's mask was sparkly. That is delightful. Oh, hey, babe, let me hold on to you. Remember, I got hit in the head. Let go of me. But, babe, my head really hurts. The killer stumbles outside, and Kim pleads with them not to shoot. Because, oh my God, this whole time the killer was Robin's brother, Alex. That makes more sense. So Alex dies, and unless he left a journal or something behind, no one is ever going to know that he avenged his sister's death. And also, Alex kept that shit to himself for 6 years. If I saw my sister get killed by punks, I would be tattling like freaking crazy. So that brings us to the real question. What did Randy mean when he said this?
This is standard horror movie stuff. Prom Night Revisited, man. If they'd watch Prom Night, they'd save time. There's a formula to it. A very simple formula. Everybody's a suspect.
Well, I'll tell you. In Prom Night, the killer ends up being the final girl's brother. And who did we learn was the real mastermind behind the original Woodsboro murders? The final girl's brother, Roland. Ronald Remington? What was his name? Ramuel, I think it was. Isn't that crazy? Randy had all this pieced together from day one.
I'm telling you, the dad's a red herring. It's Billy.
Oh no, don't show that clip. It invalidates my entire argument.
Gosh, Batman, is now a good time for a gallon of buttermilk? You know what they say, old chum. It's 9:30 in the morning somewhere.